Cut a hole in a pressure vessel for a nozzle, and you've removed exactly the material that was carrying the load there. UG-37 is the accounting system that makes sure you've put enough back. Welcome back to ASME Section 8 Division 1 in 5 minutes. Episode 7, Nozzle and Opening Reinforcement. Think of it as a balance sheet. UG-37 calculates one number, the cross-sectional area of material you removed by cutting that opening, and therefore the area you owe back. Then it adds up everything you actually have available to cover that debt. If what's available meets or beats what's required, you're done, no extra reinforcement needed. If it falls short, you have to add material until it balances. That's the entire logic of the area replacement method before you even look at a single formula. 3 sources of credit come essentially for free. A1 is excess thickness in the shell itself. If your plate is thicker than the bare minimum required, that extra thickness already counts toward the debt. A2 is the same idea in the nozzle wall. Most nozzles are cut from standard pipe schedules thicker than the bare minimum, so that extra counts too. And applies when the nozzle projects inward past the inside surface of the shell. That inward stub adds area as well. Add those 3 together, and a lot of smaller openings never need anything more. When A1, A2, and A3 together still don't cover the required area A, you add material on purpose. A5 is a reinforcing pad, a ring of plate welded around the nozzle, purely to make up the shortfall. The welds attaching that pad and the nozzle also contribute a small amount of area of their own. Combine natural credit and added reinforcement, and once the total clears the required area A, the opening is compliant. One small detail that trips up new engineers: every reinforcing pad needs a vent hole, no more than 7/16 of an inch. It's not decorative. That hole lets trapped air escape during welding and PWHT, and lets an inspector leak test the pad weld afterward by pressurizing that gap. Skip the vent hole, and you've built a pocket nobody can verify. Here's a sharp one, and it connects straight back to episode 5. If a reinforcing pad is built from multiple segments joined by butt welds, the credited area A5 automatically gets multiplied by 0.75, a 20% penalty, unless those segment welds are radiographed or ultrasonically examined to confirm full penetration. Skip the verification, and you've quietly lost a quarter of the credit you were counting on. It's the exact same lesson from episode 5, showing up again in a completely different clause. Unexamined welds get less trust, and less trust costs you area, and area costs you ST. Quick recap: UG-37 is a balance sheet, required area versus available area from shell thickness, nozzle thickness, inward projection, added pads, and welds. Natural excess often covers small openings, pads cover the rest. Vent holes are mandatory, and unverified segmental pad welds cost you 25% of their credit. That's episode 7. Full worked example is linked below on Weld Fab World. Subscribe. Episode 8 covers hydrostatic versus pneumatic testing.